Welcome, everyone, to Friday's Inspiration. Boy, have I got some good stuff cooked up for you today. For those of you who don't know me, I am the Frequency Alchemist. I work with high-level coaches and advanced healers and conscious entrepreneurs who are really wanting to step into their next level of power. And so today we're talking about something that's super important, super relevant right now, that is impeding a lot of your progress, stepping into your power. And so what we are going to be talking about today is the dark entities. We're going to be talking about dark entities, psychic attacks, and what's that other one? Protection. You need to know that. So I will be looking at my notes today because I have a lot of good stuff I don't want to miss. And I'd love to hear where all of you are calling in from. We have a beautiful global audience. And, we are in a spiritual warfare, aren't we? It's these dark and light forces that have been fighting against each other. And it's been, for the most part, swaying in the direction of these dark forces for a very, very long time, for eons. And the thing that you have to remember was that in 2012 was the end of two very long cycles. One was a 26,000 year cycle, and a smaller cycle of 5 that were in that cycle was a 5,200 year cycle. And so in 2012, that was the furthest we've ever been away from pure source energy. And it was basically the darkest in that sense on the planet. But you may be asking, well, things have gotten a lot worse since 2012. And why is that? Well, these dark forces know that their days are numbered. They know that we are heading in the direction of light. We are in this golden age, and all of the things that are not aligned with that, all of the things that can't hold this high frequency, are starting to fall away. So they're getting desperate. They're like hanging on for dear life. They're pulling every technique and everything that they can think of, and new ones. I'm sure they're not done yet, to try and hold us back, to keep the light down, to keep us asleep. And this is what we're up against. So, as light workers, you need to remember that in order to be highly effective as a light worker, we need to learn how to navigate and master not just the light energies, not just all up in the higher realms and, all with the angels and the ascended masters and all of that stuff, which is all great. But we also need to master the darker energies. That's what we're doing here today. I have some amazing shortcuts we've just recently discovered, some energy hacks that I can't wait to share with you. We're going to be doing an energy clearing soon. And so this is what we're going to be doing today. So what's really going on is that we are being given a chance to practice mastering both light and dark energies. And so I know that a lot of you are afraid of all of this, because this is one of the things these entities use, is they use fear because it is so effective. The very nature of fear is designed to stop us in our tracks. And fear can show up in so many ways. It can show up as distraction. Look at all the distractions we have on this thing that we're all looking at, right? Our computers is massive distraction. On our phones, the same thing. And it can show up as being tired. It can show up as being unmotivated, maybe a little depressed. And so those are the sum of the many, many faces of fear that are just designed to stop us and hold us back, hold us down. So this is what we're up against. This is what we are sort of fighting against. So what I wanted to talk about, I wanted to share with you, is 4 main energies that we are up against. And why do we need to protect ourselves? So there's 4 things that we are combating, so to speak, in this spiritual warfare. So one is, you've heard me talk a lot about the 1% energy. Now, my definition of the 1%, it's not a literal number. It's actually an energy. It's an energy. We can all feel it on the planet. It's that oppressive force that feels like it's taking away our rights and our holding down our sovereignty. So it doesn't feel like we're the boss of ourselves anymore, right? That's that 1% energy. Then there's the fear entities, which are used by this 1%. Fear entities do all those things that I just talked about. They make us tired. Now, how, it doesn't matter. We don't need to even get into the how of how they do that. The fact is they do it. They put thoughts in our mind. They use energy to make us feel tired, make us feel angry, make us feel agitated. What you have to remember is that these energies so they're basically using us. Another important thing I forgot to say is that it might be maybe on the other side of my notes, but it's coming to mind now, is that super important to remember is that we are senior to all of these entities because we have bodies and they don't. Now I'm going to repeat that. We are senior. In other words, we have more power than they do because we have bodies and they don't. They need us. It's like we're farms for them to use our bodies, our energies to create what they feed on, their diet of anger, their diet of fear, anxiety. All of those lower vibrating energies is what they live on. So they have to keep us agitated, keep us angry, keep us worried so that we're feeding them. So if we and more people are conscious of this concept, that more and more of us can stop feeding the beasts, right? We can know how to master our energy so that we are no longer contributing to the survival of these entities. So the veil has lifted. The veil is getting thinner and thinner so that we now know this. We now know that we can conquer this, not by fighting against them, but as you'll see, it's all about going inward. So that's one thing, is these fear entities. And these are very powerful beings. And I'm going to give you 3 examples of people that they have affected. 2, now you may not even know or even have a clue, but you may notice because now I'm bringing your attention to this. But the first one, many of you know of Doreen Virtue. She was a spiritual person who you probably maybe even have one of her deck of cards, the angel cards, angel numbers. She had a whole thing around that. And then one day she did an about face. She became born again, and she's telling everybody to burn her cards. They're demonic and so forth. Doreen has 50 fear entities. She's only in her body 15%, so she doesn't have a clue. Another person that this has happened to is the Dalai Lama. Now, I don't know if you've noticed some of his more recent videos, but I noticed that he looks down a lot, like that he has this shame. And so that's just another thing. So all of these people have 50 fear entities. They're only in their body 15%. So they're kind of just going through the motions. The third one, Deepak Chopra. Now, I don't know if you've noticed, but he looks different. He doesn't look like he used to look. He just looks completely different now. And he's also not in his body all the way. So he's just going through the motions. He's got all these years under his belt of being this spiritual guru or, teacher. And so he's kind of just going through the motions and just doing his thing. But he has been overtaken by these 50 fear entities. So these are very powerful. if you don't know how to master your energy and you don't know how to combat these influences, which we're going to do today. The third thing that we're up against are these control beings. Now, these are the most powerful ones. They are more responsible for that tired feeling, like the kind of tired where, now I notice it mostly when I'm at my computer. Maybe they're in the computer, I don't know. But when I'm at my computer, when I'm driving. And so sometimes this tired feeling, you've probably experienced this, that tired feeling where you just can't even keep your eyes open. You just have to go lay down. Now, the other day, they were on a mission. They were on a vengeance. And I finally just said, okay, I'm just going to lay down. And I spent most of the day laying down until finally it was around dinner time. And I was doing clearings while I was just laying there. But finally, and also I had this dream while I was laying there. I was going in and out of sleep all day. I had this dream, and in the dream, I woke up. I was still asleep, but I woke up in the dream, and I saw this entity, and I was going at him with my finger saying, "You're not welcome here. You need to get out of here." And then there was another one in a mirror. And so I did the same thing, and they both left. So I was already, starting in my dream space, starting to take charge of this situation. And so around dinner time, I finally, my mentor was in my head, and I was thinking, well, what would he say about this? And the words came to mind is that you need to command your space. You need to really stand in your power. And so I finally tapped into that energy, and I mustered up enough energy to get up and, start to be more on purpose about clearing this instead of just laying down. We can't lay down. And if we do it, maybe it's just for a hot minute, but we really need to be diligent about this. So, and this is not to scare you, because you already have enough fear in your energy field, right? This is not to scare you. This is to empower you so that you know that there's a way out of this. There's a way to combat this. And it's not by fighting them. You can't fight them. They're too big and too powerful, too sneaky. So we're going to, as you'll see, there's a way of going inward. We're going to go inward. We're going to take care of all of this on our energy field. That's all of our responsibility, what we have control of. So these control beings, they like to fight for our stories, like to fight for all the ways and reasons that we're not changing, or why we're not implementing something that we know is for our benefit. And sometimes, like your fear entities will pick a fight with somebody else's fear entities, and they'll just go at it. And the next thing you know, you're fighting and arguing with people when normally you would just never do that. Or maybe you have headaches or body pains, or, I'd love to hear what some of you guys are experiencing, so that, because I know I've been seeing a lot of this on the internet, the ways that people are, they know, it's not your energy, but you don't know what to do about it. So today you're going to see what to do about it. The fourth thing is what are called discarnate beings. So they're basically dead people. They're people who have crossed over, but they have not yet ascended, and they don't, when they're in these lower dimensions, they can influence us. I'll share an experience that happened to me recently. So I had a dear friend whose ex-wife passed away, the mother of his children, and she died of an overdose, and was really stuck in a lot of dark energies. She'd been in lots of surgeries, and so anyway, just a hot mess. So anyway, she finally passed away, and she had been a really bad influence for all of her children. And after she passed away, I noticed, because I had gone over to visit this friend in support of, what he was experiencing. And she was on a vengeance and she was like plugging into us. And she eventually caused us to have an argument where I finally left and went home because, we were just starting to argue. So, and then on the way home, I noticed like this pain in the back of my heart where she was just like, she like hated that I was even there trying to help him. And it was just really, it was bad. So anyway, this is another thing that can influence us from the other side. So all of these are very, very powerful energies that we can, however, master. So these are my gifts. This is my gift, is being able to see where these are influencing our energy field. And, there's other people that can, like they're aware of these energies, but they don't necessarily know how to effectively remove them, because I've even noticed people who are giving tools and talking about these things, but like they would have 5 control beings in their space that they weren't aware of. So this is the beauty of using the infinity system with this, because then we can measure, we can evaluate, and we can know if they're still in our space, if the tool that we just used, was it effective? That's important. Otherwise, we think we're doing a thing, whatever your thing is, whether it's cloaking yourself in a white light or an invisible cloak or, these other tools, and you use the tool, but you don't have a way of actually measuring and determining if it was effective. I mean, doing the tool is better than nothing, but knowing if you're effective is critical to really be effective. So that's what we're going to be doing today, as well as we're going to be measuring these things to determine if we were effective. So I'm going to put my glasses on and check out some of your comments, because I'm curious to see and hear what some of you are experiencing with all of this. So, and today we're not entertaining any personal questions. If you have questions of what we're talking about, post them and I'll answer them. But personal questions are saved for Tuesday, when I take an energetic peek at you. South Africa, welcome, Natalie. And Roma is from London. Canada, Joanne, great. Iowa, Mid-State, excuse me. June is from Ontario. Cindy from Virginia Beach, great. It's raining in London. Hello, Andrea, she's from Seattle. And Jennifer, good to have you here. Zilia, I think that's how it is. I always say it wrong. Lynn, good to have you here. Yes, yes, and yes. Tired, so tired. Yes. I was just journaling about all this. Yes, Jennifer. I remember that episode with Doreen, yes. Sarah, nice to have you here. Exactly. If we're not well defined, then it's easy for them to come into our space. Yes, we really have to learn how to fortify our energy field. Feeling tired, suddenly angry, out of the blue. Yes, this is how they operate. And so you it's not your energy, right? Because it comes up like, what the heck am I even angry about? Why am I so angry? You are exactly right. I stay up late to do work-related stuff on the work laptop. I do feel tired, sleepy. Could you scan my energy? So as I said, we're not scanning today. We'll be doing that on Tuesdays. Yes, I remember once you have helped me clear an angry woman's energy in my heart. They are sneaky, aren't they? I lost control over the weekend. Very angry outburst. Yes. This affects me as well. I have to say that, I have these tools, and this, all of this just that's been happening to me recently has caused me to see that I need to be more diligent. Like the other day I was shopping for some clothes for this photo shoot, and just having to be in all of that energy in this mall and having to wear masks, and then people coming after me with, hand sanitizer. And it's like, I finally lost it. And this lady would, after I was already in the dressing room, she wouldn't let me try the clothes on without using the hand sanitizer. And I just lost it. I threw the clothes on the floor and I said, I'm out here. I couldn't handle it anymore. And I was just walking around with this big scowl on my face, like, oh, it's horrible. So, yes, this is all happening to all of us. But now we have a shortcut, and I just discovered the shortcut. We just confirmed it with the daily group that I'm doing daily MediClearings with. We've been working with these energies, and so they've confirmed a few things. So this is awesome. Cologne, I think that's in France, right? Good. Yes, it's unlike you to be so angry. Andrea, such a sweetheart. Feeling down, Kimberly's feeling down, pain in my body. So ready for releasing some of this negativity. Yes. Blessings to you as well, Kimberly. I am beyond irritated with my low-key racist neighbors. Can't enjoy my balcony. Yes. Everybody's control beings are fighting with each other. So it's crazy. Exhausted, sore muscles, less patience. Yep, I hear you. It's like a never-ending battle with constant uninvited energies. Isn't that the case? Oh, so Germany is in Cologne. Okay, good. Nice to have you here, Michelle. So how can we protect ourselves? This is what we're going to talk about next, is how we can protect ourselves. And so, as I mentioned, this is not an outward battle. We're not going out to fight this stuff. This is an inward. We're going inward into our physical body, into our energy field in our physical body, and in the aura that surrounds us. So my writing is so small. Let me put my glasses on so I don't miss anything. So there are some people that believe that, these energies can't enter our energy field, that they don't come into our energy field. But I'm here to tell you that they do. And this is different than there are people who do get possessed, but this is different. This is a little more lightweight and more constant. It's just like they're just barely in our energy field, but they're so powerful and they're so opposite of our frequency that we really feel these energies. So they do get into our energy field, but it's not like they're stuck. And as you'll see, we can take them out like this. So it's going to be very fast, which I love. And that's great because you can use this tool all day long. Anytime you feel off, just use it. So, and again, always remember this principle that since we have a body and they don't, we are more powerful than they are. This makes us senior and above them, basically. So let's see. Yeah, so there's really nowhere for these, there's nowhere for us to hide. So that's the thing. We need to learn how to master these energies because you can't run and hide. They the walls, they go through walls. It's not like you can hide yourself in a little ball. That's what they want. They love that we're all separating from each other and we're hiding out in our houses, but nonetheless, they can still affect our energy field. So there's a few things that we can do to protect ourselves. Now, one, we need to avoid these things that are going to open us to even more so to these influences. So drugs and alcohol certainly open up our portals, and we become very vulnerable to their influence. And I'm not saying don't drink, but if you're going to be getting drunk and hammered every day, then your guards are down and you're just going to be opening yourself up to all of this stuff. Another important thing to do is to, if you know how to measure, and there's lots of ways of measuring, all outlined in my book, Access Your Ultimate Power, The Blueprint to Infinite Intelligence, available on Amazon, that we need to check and see if we have any victim energy. That's another thing that's going to amplify the attraction of things that are going to victimize us. So we want to make sure that our victim energy is always kept at 0. So that's another important thing. And then we also need to, we need to have an overall high vibration, which is why we come here to every week, why I am in service to all of you to help you raise your vibrations. We need to have an overall high vibration. That's going to make us less susceptible to this stuff. And so I'm thinking, I have a high vibration and they're still after me. So I can't imagine what you guys are up against. It's brutal, right? And so that's why a lot of you are not in your bodies, because it's not a comfortable place to be with all of this stuff going on. And so we're not in our bodies all the way. And then when that's the case, we are not available for all the information, all the downloads, all the inspiration, all the messages that are coming to us to help us fulfill our mission, to help other people, and because I serve healers, coaches, and entrepreneurs, you're the ones who are helping humanity raise, right? You're on your mission to help elevate people with your gifts. We all have a unique gift. And if you're not even sure what that is yet, then that's part of your journey, is discovering what is your gift. Why are you here at this time on the planet? Either we're part of the solution or we're part of the problem. So we want to make sure that we keep an overall high vibration. Hang on just a second here. So we want to evaluate next is how many of these things that we have. So today I'm just going to take an overall reading of what's going on and see how many of these things we have. So first of all, the 1% energy, there's a different way to clear this, but the 1%, 95%. So that's a lot. That's really going to make us feel tired. Fear entities, how many of those are there? 20. That's a lot. So, and that's not meaning like one for each of you. There are more than 20 people here, but some of you may have as many as 20 fear entities, and that's going to prevent you from moving forward, from living your dreams, from enjoying life. So we've got 20 fear entities. Let's see about control beings. 15. That's also a lot. And then, I don't usually measure this, but there's always a first for everything. So let's measure if any of you have any discarnate beings, like dead people are in your space. I'm getting 5. So I've not used the tool that I'm going to explain to you with these discarnate beings, but we're going to use it on them. And I'll tell you why. It's because these energies are generally have not been with us very long. Like these fear entities and control beings, they kind of come in and they go, and so it's hard for you to even know that it's not you. Like it comes and it goes, and it confuses you. So this tool that I'm about to share with you is it doesn't work. We just discovered that this morning. It doesn't work with outgrown spirit guides. Now, these are guides that we may have worked with for years, not only in this lifetime, and for lifetimes. So they've been with us for a really long time, and they have found a way to kind of root in, and they really are embedded in our energy field. And so it takes a little bit more to get those out than this really quick way we're going to see. But we're not working on outgrown guides today. We're just going to be working on these 4 energies. So let me see if you guys have any questions before we start, and we will entertain those questions. And this is about what we're talking about. And then we're going to run your energy field. I mean, we're going to run your energy and do a clearing. So let's see if you guys have any questions about what we're talking about. So great. Rome is posting the link for my book, Good Vibrations, the Beach Boys. So that's good vibrations. It is. But listening to the Beach Boys is not going to get rid of fear entities. Hey, Alice, you helped me the other day regarding money energy update. I have a new client signed up with me later that day. Awesome. Thanks for sharing that. Yes, the stuff does work, right? Good to have you back. All right. Sarah, the higher the vibration, the brighter the light. And of course, it attracts unwanted energies. Exactly right. Yes. This is why, we are so much more affected than maybe other people. Like maybe other people don't experience this at all. Well, they're not on a mission to help humanity raise further, farther, faster, brighter. So that's why they're on a mission after us. Yes, waiting for Christine to finish. She has great information for it. Christine, I'm not sure which Christine that is. Type too fast. Getting great information from your book. Great, June. Thanks for reading. It's got my whole system in there if you guys want to know how to do what I'm doing. How often should we do this clearing that you will be sharing with us? And Cindy says, Stephen, great to have you here, Stephen. Good. So how often? Well, I'll tell you, yesterday, I was having to use this tool almost every hour or so because they would climb back in. Sometimes I feel this like tickle in my throat. Because they don't want my message to come out. And this tired thing would start to come over. They're back. And so I would count how many are there. And so this is how we do it. I'll just explain really quickly the process, and then we're going to run your energy. So what I do is when I start to feel like that, I will ask, is it a fear entity? Is it a control being? And usually they've been control beings just because. So then I'll ask how many, and sometimes I'll get 3 or 5. And so then I'll find the first place where it is. So I always start from the top and go down. So 7, 6, it would often be in the 6th chakra. So the tool that we're going to use is either a violet flame or a black flame. Now, when I first heard about the black flame, I think it was Magenta Pixie that talked about this. I thought black, ew, that's not good. And then I remembered my mentor talking about pure darkness. Like a baby comes from the darkness of the womb. This is where deep transformation and change and growth is happening from. So pure darkness is a good thing. And so a black flame or a violet flame, and I would put that right in the center of my 6th chakra, and I would just wait a moment until it just dissolved that energy. And then I would count how many are left. It would always be 0. So this is what we're going to do today, and we're going to run your energy. We're going to do this quick. We only got about 15 minutes. So no, we'll do it for 20 minutes. So that's kind of the brief synopsis of how we're going to do this. So before we run our energy, though, I just want to tell you about a special event that's happening tomorrow. I'll be the opening speaker for a summit called Elevate Your Energy Frequency. And so I'll be talking there about, I'll be setting the energy for the whole event, being the first person out. And I'll be doing a little demonstration, but also talking about how do you know if you've raised your energy high enough to actually realize your dreams? So Roma will post the link for that and sign up for that. And it's Saturday and Sunday, just half day till 1 o'clock. But don't miss me. I'll be the opening speaker and a lot of great speakers. Can't remember her name, Dr. Erin Haskell or Erin something. Sorry, you'll see on the link all of the speakers, all of their bios. She's amazing powerhouse. So hopefully you can show up for that. All right, last questions before we get started here. Let's see what you got. Let's see, sometimes I feel that I am physically attacked at night when I sleep. What would you recommend for clearing protection at night? Same thing we're do, blah, blah, blah. The same thing we're about to do. Champa, I'm not sure if there's one person I haven't sent a book yet to, and so private message me with your address. I'll confirm that it's the right one. Otherwise, I have sent it, and it should be there soon. So private message me your address, and I'll confirm what I've got. Natalie, they are drawn to us. They are always after me as I'm a tarot reader. Yes. Also, my dad might be haunting me. I wish it wasn't true. He died when I was 6 in a horrible way. And I always feel some creepy energy. Yes. Yeah, he's on the minus side of ascension. So he still does have dark energy around. So we'll see if we can, we'll see if that discarnate, if this tool will work on that discarnate energy. All right, so there's the link for the event tomorrow. And very good information. Okay, great. So let's get started so we can clear this stuff. And you guys can start using this tool every day, all day long, if you need to, because it's fast and it's easy. It's fast and it's easy. We like fast and easy, right? Okay, so let's get started with running your energy first. So the first 3 parts of getting ultra grounded. Imagine that line of energy, make it big and fat, like the size of a cantaloupe, and send that all the way down to the center of the earth, so it can accommodate all the energies you're about to release. And before we get too started, I also want to measure the energy of fear and anger. So fear is at 100%, and anger also at 100%. So when we're done, you're going to feel so much better. This is going to be great. Okay, so we've got our grounding cord to accommodate all the crap we're going to release. And then send those roots down from the bottoms of your feet. It's going to go all the way down through the earth's crust, through and past the center of the earth, all the way to the other side of the planet. We're getting ultra grounded. Those roots are going to wrap around the entire planet. And then from there, we're going to bring that earth energy up through our legs. And bring that energy up through our legs. And I just remembered an amazing thing I should do here. Hang on. So we're bringing this energy up through our legs and down our grounding cord. And then we're going to see if we have a worry circle. Yes. So the worry circle is congested all the way out to the 15th layer, where that 1% hangs out. So we're going to pull that 1% influence out of our root chakra because they love coming here to disrupt things because they know that this is what sets the tone for everything above it. So we're going to pull this energy into the core and we're going to send it up through the central core. So Spirit has now directed that these energies should go off planet. Okay, great. So now that we're ultra grounded, we're going to start connecting with pure source energy far above our heads. And we're going to start bringing this energy down through our creative rings. All these parts are outlined in the book. Down through our creative rings where all of our dreams and desires are held. So maybe you want to put in these rings feeling safe and secure, including on the astral plane when you're sleeping, and that you would have a fortified energy field. So as we're bringing pure source down through your creative rings into your crown, it's stopping right there. Goes all the way out to the 25th layer. That's where the fear entities hang out. So they are occupying your crown. They are the boss of you with all of this fear. So we're going to pull all of that into the core and we're going to send it up. Now, some of you might be losing your grounding cords on this because that's what fear does, is it contracts you. And then you pull up that grounding cord. So I'm going to keep an eye on that. As you pull this energy into the core, and we're just going to lift it up and out. And so some of you are wondering if these things can actually physically hurt you. Now, I've never experienced actually physically being harmed by these things other than, maybe some pain in my body or, an achy feeling, like when that woman was like clawed into the back of my heart chakra. But that didn't injure me. It was not comfortable, but it was, and there are people that have woken up with bite marks. So I've not ever experienced that. So I'm not to say that it doesn't ever happen, but I would say that it's rare. It's rare that it would happen. But these things are more interested in just kind of slowing us down and impeding our abilities to be sovereign. So as we're bringing pure source through the crown and the 6th chakra there, so we're finding our first control being. So now we get to use the tool. So I want you to imagine either a violet flame or a black flame in the center of your head, behind your forehead. And we're just going to turn that on. And we're just going to start dissolving this energy. Okay, great. And so let's count and see how many control beings are left. Only 2. Okay, so normally it would go to 0, but hey, I'm always learning new things. So we're going to find where those other 2 are, and we're just going to use that same tool. So to go from 10 or 15, however many there were, down to 2 is huge, right? We don't have to do these one by one. However, knowing how they've operated, so before I would take these out one by one, we would bring them all the way up through the core and up and out, but seeing how they are configured. This has educated me and taught me how they operate. So it's super valuable information. And now we get to have the shortcut. So as we're bringing pure source down through the 6th chakra, down through the throat, where it's stopping again, there's a fear entity in here. And it goes out to the 3rd layer where it's trying to keep your voice down. all that censoring on all of these platforms. That's what this is about. So again, use the flame, either a black or violet flame, and put it right in the middle of your throat. Turn that on and just start dissolving that energy. There we go. So now let's count and see how many fear entities you have in your energy field. Again, 2. Okay, good. It's probably because there's so many of you here. So we are bringing pure source now down through the throat where there's still something there. Control being. Okay. So let's put the flame again in the throat. Violet flame, black flame. Let's turn it on. Turn it up nice and bright, big. Great job. And the fact that we're all doing this together, it's going to amplify the energies. So how many control beings are left? 0. Yay! Okay, great. So I'm just so thrilled with this tool. It's amazing. So as we bring this energy down through the throat, this pure source energy, it's stopping. Let's see, control being. Okay. So this is a new thing that you're witnessing something new right as we're doing this. So I never check for these, but this is a discarnate being right in our throat trying to communicate with us. But if it's of a lower, like especially if it's a minus, it probably doesn't have very nice things to say. It's probably communicating negative garbage. So, never done this before. You're witnessing history right here. Let's try the flame. Let's put that flame in there with the intention of clearing this discarnate being that's in the throat, trying to communicate with you. Go ahead and turn that flame on. So you guys are doing this. I'm not doing it for you. So because that's important. You guys need to know that you know how to do this. Okay, great. Okay, let's see if this discarnate being is still there. It cleared all of them. So same thing. There's like none left. And so that's not to say that there's still more might still be coming in even as we're doing this, but at least we have a tool. You see how fast and effective it is. Let's continue to bring pure source down through the throat. See how easily that comes down through there now. Through the throat into the heart. Okay, so it's none of those things, but it is stopping here. So you have an energy in the heart. We're going to go out to the 15th layer. So that's that 1% energy. And this energy wants to keep you in those self-judgments and having you forget that you know how to self-generate love instead of always going on the outside. Yes, I can feel it in your throat. I felt it as soon as I was talking about that. Yes, Lynn. So Champa says she gets the bite marks. Okay, well, this is a tool you can start using. Okay, yeah, so you guys are releasing a lot of judgments. Let's pull this energy up because it was all the way out to the 15th layer. We're just going to send it off planet. Okay, great. So now, as pure source is coming down through the heart and the solar plexus and the second chakra, spilling down the root, Take a deep breath into this vertical alignment where you're connected way up high to pure source and rooted deeply into our Mother Earth. Excellent. Now we're going to mix these two energies. The earth energy coming up through our legs with pure source coming down the backside. We're going to bring that 50-50 mixture up the front, real close to the spine. 1, 2, 3. So it's stopping at the solar plexus. And it's none of those things. So this is just your blocks, your stuck energy. Out to the 15th layer. So it's actually that 1%. So we're going to pull this in. I've not done this before, but I'm going to try something new because it just came to me that let's try this. It says to use the flame on the 1%. Okay, I'm listening. Let's put a flame right at our solar plexus and let's see if it will clear this 1% energy. And then we'll remeasure because I think it was up to 95%. So let's put that flame right in our solar plexus. Turn up the volume on this heat. Violet flame, black flame. Whew. Same thing. Yay. So the 1% is at 0. Oh, I love this. This is great. This is so awesome. So let's go back, bringing this 50-50 mixture up through the solar plexus and the heart, where it's a little slow. Let this 50-50 mixture, pure source and earth energy, clear all those judgments in your heart. All the coulda, woulda, shouldas, all the ways you make yourself wrong, beating yourself up. And let's bring in the energy and amplify the energy of gratitude and appreciation right here in our heart. And let's find that little spark of energy, that little spark of love energy, and let's multiply it. Let's make it a little bigger, a little brighter. Let that fill your whole chest cavity so that you can start amplifying this ability to self-generate love. And we're going to come back to this, but just let that fill your chest cavity with this beautiful, bright white light. And then we're going to bring this 50-50 mixture, go back to bringing that up through the heart and the throat and the 6 and the crown and all of the rings, cascading down through all the layers of the aura. The aura is clear all the way out to the 40th layer and beyond. Let's clear our circle of reciprocity. So the upper 4 chakras, all of your rings are going to come out your right arm. So it's kind of stuck right there, right at your heart. So let's let this energy stir in the heart. And you're still nice and grounded. We're going to start gently pulling this energy out that right arm, so up into the shoulder. So this is the masculine energy, the energy of giving, implementing, getting stuff done. So as we're bringing this energy out that right arm, it's kind of stuck right at the shoulder. You know, maybe these energies have been holding us down for so long that we are not doing anything. We are not implementing anything. We're not, bringing our gifts to the world. So this is going to help you with that as this energy is coming out that right arm. So you can start giving of yourself, your time, your energies out into the world, starting to help other people with your gifts, with your, whatever it is that you bring. Okay, then we're going to put our fingertips together like this so that the energies can go through the palm and through the fingertips. So bring that energy into the left feminine receiving side. So it's stopping right at the wrist. So this is the reason you're not receiving, not because other people aren't giving to you. You have to allow the surrender. You have to allow the vulnerability. No more controlling. So it's come up to the elbow. Just gently keep pulling in this feminine energy, the energy of the heart. And so as that comes down to the heart, we're going to let this energy stir in here so that you feel validated when you give and receive. You have to fill yourself up. You can't just keep giving, giving, giving. You have to allow the vulnerability so you can allow yourself to fill up. Through the front and back of the throat, front and back of that sixth chakra, through the crown, let that stir at the crown so that you can give yourself permission. You're the boss of you. You're in charge. You're the master of your universe. And all that permission happens right here at the top of your crown. Okay, great. Through all of the rings, where all your Akashic records are and all of the information that you need. Okay, great. Whew. That is excellent. So we're going to go back to the heart. And well, first let's measure fear and anger. Fear down to 15%, anger also 15%. Let's go down to the root, out to that third layer. And we're just going to pull in that worry circle with any residual fear or anger. And we're just going to drop it down the grounding cord. And maybe you guys are starting to feel different, calmer. Let me hear from you how you're feeling. Let me hear from you how you're feeling. If you feel different, if you feel calmer, maybe you had aches and pains, you don't now. Maybe you're more alert. I won't put any more words in your mouth. I'll let you guys tell me. Whew, okay, great. We're going to amplify the amusement too. That's another great tool that can be measured. And right now it's only at 50%, but we're going to amplify it to 100%. So you can be amused at all of this. They're not done. You know, this is going to go on for, and knowing that now that they know that we've got their number, they are going to try new things and they're going to turn up the volume and they're going to start bringing out the fake aliens and maybe injuring and hurting people. Who knows? At any rate, they're not done. This is going to go on for another, I was getting about 2 years and 10 months, but you know, timelines can shift and change. And, but nonetheless, this is not over. So let's see amusement. We're going to go down to the root chakra and we're going to clear that serious energy. I'm going to go out to that 15th layer because that's why it's so serious. This 1%, they're no joke, but they're a complete joke. All right, let's pull all of this in, this serious 1%, but we're going to send it up because the 1% needs to go off planet, don't they? Off planet. See ya. Okay, great. So our amusement's at 95. I mean, it's at 100%. So last thing, let's go to our hearts and we're going to go back to that bright white light and it's filling our chest cavity. So this is love. This is self-generated love. This isn't anything that I've given to you. This isn't anything you went on the outside to get. This is you self-generating love. So this white light is amplifying. It's getting bigger. It's filling your whole chest cavity. Now allow that, still in your body, allow that to fill your entire body, all the way down through your torso, down through your legs, to the tips of your toes, out through your arms, all the way to the ends of your fingers, filling your brain and all of your organs, and all the cells in your body are full of this white, bright light. Yeah, that feels good, doesn't it, right? And now I want you to extend this bright white light to start filling your aura, fortifying your energy field with this bright white light. And we're going to go all the way out to the 15th layer. And we're just going to increase the vibration of this white light. And we're just going to neutralize that 1% energy here in this 15th layer. That's there. So just amplify that white light. We're going to keep expanding. And then when we get out to the 20th layer, this is the innate warrior, the most powerful part of our energy field. We're going to amplify this layer with this bright white light, making it fortified, stronger, even more powerful. Transmuting any energies that are preventing our innate warrior from really standing in our power. 20. And then let's get out to that 25th layer where the fear entities hang out. And again, raise the vibration of this white light, which is basically pure, unconditional love. And that's what they hate. This is kryptonite to them. So this will dissolve all their energies, transmute these energies as we extend this bright white light out to that 25th layer. Then out to the 30th layer where the reptilian energies hang out. Whew, yes. Bright white light. All the way out to the 30th layer. And then all the way out to the 40th layer. This is the layer of oneness. This is where the Alliance, Galactic Federation, all this amazing support is all hanging out in that 40th layer, keeping an eye on this whole spaceship. And so when our energy field can be clear always, all the way out to this 40th layer, then we will experience oneness. It's not a concept. It's an actual feeling that we can experience in our body where we realize we're all the same. We're all made of the same stardust. And yeah, that's beautiful. Whew. Great job, warriors. You're ready for the weekend. So I'd love to hear how you're feeling now. Let's see what you got cooked up here. This is great. Much calmer. Yes. Let's see what we got. Hearing the chimes in the background. Wow. That's even with the doors closed. Isn't that? It's beautiful. They have the best wind chimes. I'm telling you. Awesome work. Calm, aligned, empowered. Oh, beautiful. Andrea. Thanks for sharing. And Onaka, I feel calmer and somehow very new. Maybe my dad energy was haunting me, no doubt, because he was my dad and he was an artist. I love him. So maybe he's just around because he wanted somehow to help me grow. Yes, but he couldn't help you that way. Let's see. I also mix loads of stuff up. Maybe it was the 1% that was bugging me. Actually, it doesn't matter. You feel great now, right? Calmer. My feet are warm and tingly. Great, Joanne. Thanks for sharing. Chamba, I was driving, but I love listening to you. Great. Yeah, you can do this. You can do this with your eyes open. It still works. My posture changed after this clearance work. Great. Yes. When we stand in our power, like when I could hear my mentor in my head and he was saying, fortify your energy, like I stood taller. It was like I'm commanding my space. And that's what happens is, you stand a little taller, you're a little more on purpose and traveling through our time and space that way. So thanks for sharing that. Love you lots, Kimberly. Much calmer now. Oh, good, Natalie. That's great. I feel good vibrations on my forehead. Great, Ambrish. I think you're new here. Thanks for coming and joining us. Jackie is calm. Really feels good. Awesome. Well, thanks so much, all of you, for sharing. I was so happy to share this all with you. It's exciting, new tools, fast, efficient. We got this. And there's no reason to let these guys bring us down and make us feel defeated and tired and like we can't bring our stuff out into the world. So even I am amplifying my mission, and you're going to be seeing some new ways that I'm going to be coming out. So I've got my new photo shoot that'll be coming down the pike. And yeah, so this is we're all ascending in whatever level that we're at, right? So we're all doing it together. And I love having you all come here every week. So we're here every Friday at 11:11 with a different topic. And we just have to wait and see what Spirit's got cooked up for next week, because I never know. And if you have something that you want me to look at specifically, like Champa, if you want me to do some peek at your dad, see if he's ascended, we can look at that. So if you have specific questions about things that are concerning to you, whether it's your financial stuff or business related stuff, relationship stuff, health and wellness stuff, bring it and we'll take a peek so we can help you ascend even faster and further. All right. Glad you guys are doing awesome. You feel better, and have a blessed weekend. Have an amazing weekend. And we will see you back on tomorrow if you're going to join me for this Elevate Your Summit, Elevate Your Frequency, your energy frequency summit. All right. Sending much love. Namaste.